whole lot bigger. There's a
Episode
lot of people,
4,
a lot of
Walking Testimony.
like different um, that whole process. Starting it, getting it inspected. It's me finding the truth about God.
Right.
Was in.
Can't do nothing without you, no.
Man, what's up, y'all, man? How's my God Talk people feeling, man? We back with another episode of Walking Testimony, episode 4, man. All glory be to God, and I've been wanting to get this in. You know what I'm saying? So
Sir.
you mind introducing
Yes, sir.
yourself?
My name's Austin Tari, owner of the Press Box, and I'm here to share my testimony, man. Let's get it going.
Yes, sir, man. So we just like we always do. We're gonna dive right into it. Kind of elaborate with them and me on how you grew up in your living arrangements.
So growing up was always like, it was good, man. You know what I'm saying? There was never a struggle. I mean, we always had clothes and food, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Sure, bro. But, yeah, man, I mean, it was always a loving environment, man. It's supporting anywhere we wanted to go. Like, I'm telling you, man, I did it all.
Wow.
Like from, you go through phases as a kid, bro.
Right.
And like sometimes that's not always supported in every household.
Yeah.
It's always like one direction. Like if it's a football family, you're gonna be playing football. If it's like a military family, you're gonna be military. But like for us, like if I wanted to do band or something, like I literally did band for like 2 weeks in like 6th grade, bro. Like band, went through a skateboarding phase or rap phase, bro. Like it literally everything baseball, like football, basketball, like everything you could think of. But my people were always behind me, bro, on anything.
Right. That's love.
So
that's love.
From, all the way up until now, dude, just like with playing football all the way through, high school and college, and then having to want to drop out and start a business and stuff like that. Like my family was always 10 toes down, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm pretty blessed to have that kind of environment, because it's it's pretty rare.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
it's not
right.
very
That's
common to have that kind of household. So
most definitely,
yeah,
man.
Bro.
Hey, man, that's great, man. That's love. That's major love. And yeah, man, that's just love. And so when you started to open your eyes and started to realize life and stuff like that, and just you open your thoughts to more things as growing up, how did all that take a hold of you? You know what I'm saying?
I would say it probably hit me pretty hard, man. Like I think it kind of started getting to me like when I was like 19, 20.
Right.
What I'm saying? Because like 18, you're still kind of like in your adolescence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're just barely getting out of the house, or barely kind of knowing what it is to like be out of high school. You're not a kid no more.
That's right.
So of course you're gonna have those characteristics. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it was like, damn, I got to do something with my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And part of that, I'm not gonna lie with you, man. But part of that was just built on ego. I think that's a big thing too, man. Is like when you're starting to like develop yourself as a person, you have your ego like so much built into that already from high school. Because like high school do it to you, bro. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like whether you're tied in with sports or whatever, you're like, you're popular or whatever, stuff, something like that. It really gets to your head, bro.
Right.
Like,
No, real talk.
And then you go from that to college or another job.
Yeah.
You start at ground zero.
Right.
And you realize that this world is a whole lot bigger. There's a lot of people, a lot of like different philosophies, a lot of things like meshing together.
Right.
And stuff like that. So like it'll get you humble real quick. So for me, it's just like, dang, like, man, like I gotta do something. And for a minute, it was just built on this ego that I had from high school, dude. I felt like I had something to prove, not for myself, but to like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's where a lot of people go wrong with, is like, and I'm not saying like, I don't want to like talk bad about nobody, because everybody has their own past. But like for me, my path was built just on this false vision. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I felt like it took me a long time to realize this though. It wasn't at 18. I was 18 stepping into the world where I felt like I had to do something that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? So like I knew deep down in my heart that I wasn't the biggest dude to go play football.
Right.
But I felt like I wanted to prove to somebody other than me that I could go do that, which isn't good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like we live in a world now where like it's straight up, it's just off of clicks, bro. You do stuff for clicks.
Yeah.
And that I'm not gonna lie, bro. That was my thing. Like I wanted the Instagram pic of me in my college jersey.
Yeah.
In the locker room, like stuff like that. Like there was love to it. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like after high school, there was nothing in my heart about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and then, like I said, bro, like you really dive in so deep into this person that you wanna, or you think you're becoming. And the whole time you kind of are losing that true to self type thing. And like I said, bro, like you can't do that. If you're building a foundation off of ego, and something where like you feel like you gotta shut everybody up and stuff, which is okay in some instances. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's people that are gonna talk down on you,
right?
And you're gonna do things to like, all right, bro, like, see, you're doubting me for a little bit, now I'm up,
right.
But it was literally like, I gotta prove to y'all that I'm better than y'all. In some kind of way, you know what I'm saying?
You had that
yeah, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like I had so much to prove to people who don't even care about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're seeking validation from the wrong people.
Right.
And yeah, bro. So like, definitely becoming your own person is a whole process. But for me at 18, 19, I was diving so deep into somebody that I knew I shouldn't have did.
Man, that's so relatable, bro.
Yeah,
that's so relatable. Even to me, I can even partake of that, man, because I was doing a lot of things that I knew that wasn't me, but trying to portray an image.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So I love that, man, most definitely. And like I was saying, I really feel that because I wanted to be something that was really never me. But through the midst of all that, you know, what we just talked about, what was the most hardest and stressful things that you was going through at that time?
There was a lot of family issues. Just like one of my family members, you know, we're going back and forth with just struggling. I mean, like everybody has their sin that they do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they had theirs, and you know, it was tough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was tough juggling that and college,
right,
and then at the same time trying to find who you really are as a person.
Yeah.
So I think that was the toughest challenge, man, because at the same time, bro, like you're trying to work on yourself, but you know you gotta help out because that's what you were raised up to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for me, like I said in the beginning, it's just like I could have been a volleyball player. I was a cheerleader, bro, you know, and they were still with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's like a big deal, bro.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And so, like, I felt when you're raised through all that, all you know is love, bro.
Right,
so, like, you have to give that.
Right.
That was the hardest thing for me, too, was, like, I don't know if anybody's ever been in a relationship, I mean, obviously, where, like, you know, you want to work on yourself, but you have this person kind of, like, holding you down, because like not everybody struggles with, you know, family or whatever, but there are certain points where someone can hold you down while you're trying to work on yourself, and you really don't know where that happened. Like you can get lost in that, and you can go down with them. You know what I'm saying? And that was tough because there was times where I had to stop what I was doing, you know, just like football games, like you know, I got to that point where I was coaching, like assistant coaching and stuff, and I was missing games, and there was late nights where I couldn't get out of bed, you know, because I'm up thinking, and that stuff eats at you so hard, bro, because you're like, am I wrong for not wanting to help, or am I wrong for helping? You know what I'm saying?
That's a big deal. Yeah.
And you're just you're caught up in all that, and your life, your personality, everything that you're trying to work on goes from coming up here to being a plateau. Starts to plateau.
Ooh, yeah.
And it can start going down too if you give too much of yourself.
Right.
And that was happening for me. So like my biggest thing is like, I know there's high school kids, you know, I've talked to people our age that like they're giving so much to people that they don't need to be giving that much to.
Right.
Which in the end, if that person respects you and loves you, they know that it's love, that you've done everything you can up until that point where they know that they need to work on themselves by themselves.
Right.
Because like when people are struggling with a sin or addiction to something, the only person that's going to change them is them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we fight those battles every day, bro.
That's
like
right.
every day. So it's just, you know, it's just one of those things, bro, where like that was a really, really tough moment for me. I mean, there's been a lot of things, man, like college itself, dude, like finding out how to pay for it, where to pull the loan at, going like, you know, and it doesn't help when you're juggling all that.
Right.
But sometimes when you say it so much, it just starts to sound like an excuse.
Yeah.
So that's where I was beating myself up too. I'm like, am I crazy for not being able to give, you know, the football team, the, you know, my friends,
Right.
the school itself what it needed to be?
Mhm.
The answer was no. Even when I wasn't dealing with that, I was so drained from that
Mhm.
that I was just like, why? Why am I trying?
Right.
Now? So like, yeah, dude, that's. I think college was a really rough time for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful, bro. Very powerful. And through the midst of all that, like going through all that, like when did you know you wanted to create something of your own?
It was like, it was probably like in college, bro. Like everything happened within these 2 years, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I got into it where, like I said, I stopped playing football for a little bit,
Yeah.
and well, not for a little bit, for good. I stopped playing. I stopped playing football. I stopped playing football, and you know, I had a great coach at that time that
Right.
didn't want to let me go.
Yeah.
And so what he did was he let me. I was wanting to transfer. I wanted to go to like UNM or something to go do God knows what.
Right.
I guess something in him, God in him, you know, and you know, let me stay and be an assistant coach, which
Wow.
was cool. You know what I'm
God is
saying? Because
good,
like,
yeah.
you know, a lot of people usually get their, you know, their bachelor's and then they get to do that and stuff like the student system.
But you was able to do it with that all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And so like at that time too, it was just like, it was kind of like I was just there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he did show me, you know, what works, what doesn't work, how he coaches was like different. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the best way to go about things, was like literally learning, taking some of his philosophies. I wish I could take all of them because everything was so good in the football mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Then that went. He had bigger and better things to go to.
Right.
And then just like in the position that I was in was a blessing itself.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be more thankful because a lot of people really don't get those chances to
No.
say that they were even a part of a college football team. You know, it's NAIA, but
Yeah.
still, just to say that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
That's a blessing.
But again, like deep down, bro, it was cool, but I knew that I held on to it for the wrong reasons. Again, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Because you what was okay. I didn't mean to cut you off. You won. It was still something that you needed to let go.
Yeah, and I couldn't let it go.
Right.
I think that's a good way to put it, bro. Like I couldn't let the game that I've known so long go.
Yeah.
And so I was just holding it on and on just for the wrong reasons.
Right.
And then I wasn't the best. There was a lot of times where I was lazy, having to deal with the stuff that I was dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
and then just flat out laziness and stuff. Um, and then, just, I don't know, there was just like a lot of things and a lot of times where I wanted to do something, maybe like an idea that I did have
Yeah.
for maybe one play, or they might have not been the best. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, it just didn't feel like, if you come up to me and you're like, hey, bro, I got an idea for a chicken sandwich, I'm not going to be like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, all right, that's cool, but like, let's add on to it.
Right.
Like, let's steer you in the right direction.
Right.
That was never the case. When my coach left, that was never the case.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my coach was so smart that he would like hear me out and he'd be like, yeah, but like, here's what we should do. You know what I'm saying? And then he would guide me to that.
Yeah,
got me to that point where it was good. But after he left, it was just like, nah. You know what I'm saying? So I felt some type of way because I was kind of getting shut out for things that I wanted to do.
Right.
And that's where that creativity came in inside. Was just like, what about me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and there was other coaches too there.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna speak on them, but like, there's other coaches that wanted to do certain things
that you wanted to do.
Nah, that they wanted to do too.
Okay,
but they were getting shut out for their creativity.
Oh.
And it was always like one way, one motion, one this, one that, one that, and they weren't able to be creative with what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then, petty jobs, like, I don't know, just like your worst job you can think of in a warehouse. And then I worked at Lowe's, stuff like that, dude. Just, those are dream crushers. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with them.
No, for sure.
And it takes a different type of breed to work a 9 to 5 to be putting up with what you have to put up with,
and still,
man, you know what I'm saying? And those people are better than me. Couldn't do it.
Yeah,
and,
man. That's we clap it up.
Yeah, like waiters, and I was like a waiter for a day, and they made me scrub toilets, and I was like, nah, bro. They like, how you gonna make me do that? Yeah. But nah, I really respect the people that can do that, because they those are the type of people that keep a chip on their shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But bro, so there's that pivoting point for cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And the pivoting point from coaching kind of just came together in 1 year, because it was going to be my second year. No, actually my third year.
Yeah.
Being a student assistant.
Right.
And I had just got out of a job from Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And every night they would announce the amount of money that you made.
Yeah.
Or that the kitchen made.
Right.
So the kitchen would make like $30,000 one night.
Ooh.
They would go in there and say, hey, kitchen just made $30,000. Good job. Keep it up.
Yeah.
And we all just look at each other like, bro, we're making $60 for the night.
Right.
Like, when you add up everything, and I'm not saying like, it's wrong. What they're paying. It makes sense with what they're paying. But like, at the same time, I'm like, bro, don't tell me that. I don't want to work here now. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, we hit 30K. I'm going home with $50 in my pocket. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That is a big difference.
Yeah, and that kind of hit hard too. And then I started kind of thinking about everything, and I was like, dude, I don't want to be getting paid nickels and dimes for the rest of my life, and having to, because like coaching itself is a really tough job to get into, because you coach somewhere for 5 years, and then 5 to 10 years they might not want you.
That's right.
And so you got to move. That takes a different breed to coach and to teach too. So that's just not me.
Yeah.
I'm a real, I don't know, I'm just a different dude. You know what I'm saying? But like, not like that in a cocky way. I'm just saying, like, I just think differently.
Right.
I might not agree with everybody, or might not have the same values as everybody. But yeah, man, I meshed those two worlds together. And yeah, dude, that's how everything happened, bro. Just between lacking creativity and where I thought I wanted to be on the ego side,
yeah,
and then on the money side of things, I looked at how much you can make from the kitchen itself.
Mhm.
I guess you can say at the semi highest level
Right.
of. I mean, that's a big chain. You know what I'm
Real
saying?
talk.
So like you looking at that and you're like, dang, dude, you know, maybe I do my own thing.
Yeah.
And I did that summer. You know, I did my own thing. Went back to school one more time. I knew it wasn't it.
Yeah.
And then I started cooking in the kitchen, dude. And that we'll get into that next segment here in a minute, bro. So yeah, bro.
Man. And yeah, let's get into it then. Starting from the kitchen, man. Elaborate when you started to cook in the kitchen and everything and stuff like that. Kind of elaborate on that.
Yeah, dude. So it was wild. Again, just posting something on Snapchat and then developing the clientele that I did have.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And, you know, those are the best people too, is the people that are curious. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like if I see food on Snapchat, I don't know if I'm gonna go get that.
Right.
So like really, thank you to the people that did. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like no,
talk,
that's really crazy.
That's real talk because I really don't.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Because even the way that my plates look back then, you're just like, I'm like, right now I look at them like, damn, people are really buying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, not that I was just throwing stuff on the plate,
right.
you know, but it was really crazy how many people there were coming to get plates out of the kitchen, bro. So like a good day was like 20, 35 plates, you know, about $150, $200 profit, you know.
Wow.
Like just out of the kitchen, dude. And
Wow.
you're just, you know, you're looking at that and, yeah, man, that was the whole summer. And like, I tried different things. I tried like Philly cheesesteaks, you know, I was really trying to stay away from the fried chicken sandwiches because like that was the hardest thing to do, believe it or not. Because just people want so much different stuff on their chicken sandwiches.
No,
you know what I'm saying? And we kind of simplified it. You know, I did wings at one point. That was a terrible idea, bro. I did boneless wings, dude.
Yeah.
Someone ordered 100 one time in this kitchen, bro. In this kitchen, dude. And it's just, Lee, me and my grandma were sweating, dude.
Wow,
just
shout out grandma. Shout out grandma.
She saw me stressing. She came in. She was rolling up some Buffalo Wild Wings and stuff like that, bro. And we got it done, man, but not.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did that, man, and it was about, I think this is kind of like one of the things where I was like, it don't sit right with me to this day too.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 weeks before, I think it was even a week before. Really short notice is what I'm saying. Is going back to fall camp for football.
Yeah.
And I had this knot in my stomach for about a month.
Yeah.
Because this was going so good that I didn't want to become a broke college student again.
Right.
Because when I started cooking, it was literally 2 weeks before, like the very first time, it was 2 weeks before fall camp. So I did that. I made like $500 and I thought I was a man. And I went into college. Then that was gone within a month. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this time I had a whole summer and, you know, I was making some good money.
Right.
And then I was like, I have something special here. I have the clientele. I have people who really love this food. They enjoy this food. I'm getting better at the way that I'm presenting the food. What do I do? And I had just went to Plainview I forgot what I did. I did something, dude. I think I was trying to sign up for classes.
Mm.
And I got back and my advisor called me.
Yeah.
And she said, hey, Austin, you weren't able to get into this Department of Education. You had to have a 2.7. I was horrible at college. I had like a 2.6, you know, like literally a point off. And like at that time, dude, I had already been in college for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I was a year out from graduating. I needed like one more year to get my bachelor's. And I just remember, dude, I was in the Walmart parking lot and I cried, dude. I cried like a little baby because I'm like, bro, what am I doing? Like, this has been 4 years of my life. I'm having to do maybe another year and a half for school and I got to get my GPA up.
Yeah.
What do I do? And yeah, dude, that was rough right there. And it was like one of those things where I'm like, what do I do?
Right.
And she told me something, and I'm sorry, Dr. Torres, but I was quiet, didn't say much. I said okay, and I hung up. And I went inside the store, bought some more groceries, came back, and I cooked that day. And that was kind of like, and that day, it was crazy how God works, dude, because that day I sold out. I sold 40 plates that day.
Wow.
And that was kind of, that gut wrenching feeling went away, dude. And I called my mom, I called my dad, and I was like, hey, I don't think I'm going back to school.
Right.
And then I had to call my head coach, and he wasn't happy at all because I guess they had like certain segments for fall camp that I was now getting a little bit more responsibility in, because they kind of started giving me a little bit more trust and a little bit more, a little bit more responsibility to become a coach that I can be, which is, it could have been good. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like so torn, but at the same time, I was like 90% on this right here.
Right.
And then that same day, I told them no. I knew I was going to drop out. That same day, my buddy from Wayland called me to go coach for the high school here. So I didn't have to let that go.
Wow. So you were still able to manage your coaching skills and be able to do the idea that you came up with. And I like that, man. So elaborating kind of on that, now you really starting to build into being who you want to be and doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
So starting your own business and stuff like that, what was the downs to it?
The downs to it was the amount of time that it took. The late night hours of just trying to figure out what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. Really, the what and the how weren't so stressful, but the when, bro, the when was killing me.
Yeah.
Because you have this momentum that you have going.
Yeah.
And I believe personally that here in the kitchen and stuff could only have lasted so long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before people are like, all right, bro, it's kind of, what are you doing? Type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you ever going to do something with this? And then, that, or like get shut down in here, like, health inspectors or something like that, So the win was the hardest battle, bro, because even when I did get it, when I did win the TikTok stuff, and then we went to Arizona and stuff like that, that whole process was tough, dude. And like, really, bro, like, to this day, I thank you for, it's a cliche now, it's in every video, but literally, if you want to do something, you want to create something, you got to jump off that cliff, because everybody is wanting to hold you back to not jumping off, because once you jump off, dude, like, you're free falling, dude. There's so many pros to just jumping off the cliff,
right,
and letting go of everything, and letting go of the negative, the doubt, the people who just constantly belittle you about everything that you do. It all goes away. It doesn't go away, but like, it doesn't fester inside of you anymore, dude. You're doing your own thing.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be people that hate that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And,
no, really.
And you're just, that's. But as all that was in there, dude, just like, waiting sucked. Because then now you have people asking about a potential thing that might fail.
Yeah.
Constantly. Hey, bro, when are you gonna get the trailer? When? I'm like, bro, I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm waiting for a call too.
Right. And
shit, man. Once that waiting was over, man, it was good.
So since we talked about the down, let's talk about the positive, the great out of it, like the people you met, how'd you get the trailer, like everything that was just great out of it.
Yeah, man. So just kind of picking up on, I got that call from my buddy. Um, that kind of felt guided for
Right,
sure.
right.
Because you're in that spot again where you're such on the fence about something because something that might have been kind of good for you, but it was more ego, and
Right.
all this thing was just a big ball of the unknown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I stayed in college, I graduated, I might still be there coaching in AIA,
Right.
following orders. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like people do it, but I never would have been where I'm at now.
Right.
Not that I'm like, whatever, but
No, well,
I'm better in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm better because of it. I'm a better person because of all those experiences that happened.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change it at all because it led me to where I'm at now.
Right.
Despite, because you got to grow up, bro. You got to figure out everything.
Right.
So I guess most of the pros, dude, is just like it felt guided. I had a goal of $10,000 from doing what I'm doing in the kitchen to December. My deal was, okay, if I don't make $10,000 by December, I'm going back to school for spring.
Yeah.
So being a what is it called? Contract coach.
Yeah.
Contract coach was like $100 every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
or even if that. So that's not getting you $10,000.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And then
Right.
still cooking and like actually trying to balance, coaching freshman kids and cooking was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And so, I was just like, man, I don't know. It was like it was in August, and I was scrolling on TikTok and I found the Hot Cheetos commercial thing.
Wow.
And so we did it. I mean, you were there. We did it. It felt genuine. It felt so good. And there's so much things from that video that I promise that I have in motion too.
Right.
Where we gotta do something for this community. I know I'm gonna take a break from talking about myself real quick. It's just like still to this day, I'm trying to find a way to bring the community together. There's a lot of food trucks that want to do something like community wise. They gather up every Friday and stuff, and I know that kind of helps, but I don't think that's like a really high solution to things. I do have like this idea that I want to do that I'm going to keep in here just, for personal reasons and stuff. But I do have a plan. But I think for now it's just really trying to get to the youth, and they still come up to the trailer every day, so that's really cool. Right. Being connected with that. But I just wanted to say, man, if you're out there, if you lost somebody, these kids are going left and right, and it's really sad. And I don't know what's happening. I know we lost a lot of kids in the community this past year to some things, man. So I don't know what's going to change that, but I hope in the future that I am able to deliver something that's bigger than a food trailer. I think that's been kind of like the biggest realization of starting this business and stuff like that, is that a food trailer is nice. You can create an environment, but at the same time, there's going to be stuff like that everywhere.
Right.
And so like, I think the next mission is kind of trying to actually impact stuff in the community. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, yeah, kind of back to how everything came, just talking about the Hot Cheetos stuff. We won that $25,000, man.
Wow, it's a blessing, y'all.
And that was kind of like, that was when I knew. You know what I'm saying? That is when I knew, from the moment I stopped going to school, literally the second that I said, I didn't know it at the time, like me having this stuff for like school and stuff,
right,
and me realizing that it was like an ego thing. I found that out like maybe like a month or two ago.
Wow.
Yeah, but because like I just kind of started digging a little bit deeper with stuff, and I'm like, dang man, like that literally wasn't something that I needed or wanted. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was just strictly built on the Instagram post. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, as soon as we started hanging out more, kind of collabing on some things, sharing these philosophies and ideas about God and stuff, it just felt more genuine.
Right.
Life started to feel more genuine.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I think, damn, it's crazy, bro, how everything works. And right away, dude, like it took a month for God to be like, all right, bro, you figured it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And still, I'm learning to this day.
Right.
You know, there's not a lot of things that I still do. I don't do right.
Right.
But life feels a little bit more genuine, man. You start meeting these people that are amazing. You know what I'm saying? People that are so interesting, like the way that they order from the way that they
for
speak.
sure. Yeah.
And it's cool. You know what I'm saying? That you're engaging. At least what I'm doing right now for the community is engaging with them and seeing how it really is out there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that come up and they're like, "Hey, man, I'm proud of you." Like, or I want to start. This inspired me to start something,
Wow.
and that's cool, dude. That's
Yeah,
kick ass, dude. Like, it's cool, man. Just like inspire, knowing that I can be inspiring to somebody.
Right.
You know, there's gonna be a lot of people that, again, they'll belittle you, they'll talk down on you, they discredit you. But there's always somebody watching that admires you.
Right.
And I'll take that one person that will admire me
Then.
than anything else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's really how God works too, dude. He's waiting for you to admire him, to give you all the blessings that you need.
Right.
And yeah, man, like that experience of getting the trailer, you know, when we went to Arizona that day, God was working through you, dude, because you know more than anybody that I was about to back out.
Right.
And then when you said that, you said, "Pudge, bro." You said, "You really gonna let?" What'd you say? You really gonna let fear get in the way of what God has in store for you? It's your destiny, bro.
Right.
And that hit deep, bro. And that's crazy, bro. It's really crazy. And then this is something I haven't shared, and I get really emotional about this because it's me finding the truth about God.
Right.
Was in that moment.
Right.
Because I don't know if it was narcissism that day. It couldn't be. It's something that it can't be explained.
Right.
That is God.
Right.
So, me being scared, you telling me what you told me, I went to the bank and man, dude, it eats me up because it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I was shaking, dude, because like they just told me your payment's gonna be $1,500. If you don't make the payment, we're taking the trailer from you. This, and that. And I'm like, dude, I make $150 to $200 profit in the kitchen.
Right.
Anytime I cook.
Right.
There's no way I'm making $1,500 in a month. You know what I'm saying? Because like I was like, you know, I was cooking here and there, and then like the money would go that fast, you know, to other stuff, and just I was stressed now.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I getting into? And again, dude, I've told maybe 4 people this, but if it gets anybody to believe in God, dude, so all these things are just festering in my mind while I'm in the line to pull out the money for the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get myself to chill so I don't like cry too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Let it out, bro.
So mind's racing, my heart's beating, and then it all just goes away, dude. I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, how am I stop? How did I just stop worrying? If you've ever had anxiety or a deep thought in your head, that thing just doesn't turn off.
Right.
And it just said, something in my head just said, my son be still. Dude,
Wow.
dog. Dog. It's crazy, bro. And whew.
No, I feel you right there, bro.
It just said be still. If my son can go into a forest and not, it's crazy, bro. And if my son can go into the forest and live without sin and live with no worry for 40 days, then you can do it too. Oh, dog. Dog, I swear, I must be the most narcissistic person alive if I can think that in a span of an anxiety attack, dog. And I just felt so calm in that moment. And I didn't know. Everything that I knew, bro, everything that I thought wasn't anymore. Dog. And I'm telling you, bro, like that stuff, like it gives me chills to this day where like I don't understand how in the midst of everything that happened, it just shut off. And I was okay. And I pulled what I had to pull for the trailer. And then there were some trials and tribulations after that. I waited 4 or 5 months for the trailer. Starting it, getting it inspected was a whole deal too. That was a rough thing. And then I remember my aunt, she came and like, I'm telling you, dude, like that experience alone carried me to a new height of my belief.
Right.
But hey, man, so this is pretty much what God blessed me with. It's a 16-foot trailer, man. It's December, man, so we gotta deck it out in some Christmas stuff. Everything lights up too, so yeah, man. I couldn't be more thankful for everything that God has kind of instilled in me and kind of gave me that hard path to really appreciate what I got. I'm not the perfect person. I still go through my trials and errors. I'm still learning as a business owner, stuff like that, man. But everything comes with the path. And sometimes we stray away from God's word and stuff like that. And you'll find out real quick when you start straying away how tough things start getting. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think if you got something that you want to do, and that's kind of in the bottom of your heart, man, act on it. It's one of those things where if you're young, you know what I'm saying, and even if you're old, like our time on this earth, man, is to figure out what we're gonna do and what God wants us to do. So just keep going with whatever that is. If it's a small hustle, make it a bigger one. You know what I'm saying? And if you're so scared or something like that you don't want to do it, man, do that thing for real. Just try it. I think the biggest advice for small business owners is to start out of the house. Build your clientele. Don't do something drastic like building a trailer at first, because I'm not saying that it won't work, that you ain't got no good food, but if you build your clientele, at least you have those 30 to 40 people that are going to come to the trailer, and then everybody that's curious will be the majority of your profit. Especially with t-shirt orders or camera gear or music or something like that. Start small, build your clientele, kind of figure out what your crowd is, and then you go big time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's all I got. Thank you guys. If you listened all the way, man, I appreciate you, and I hope you can instill some of the things that I said into your life. If you don't agree with me on some things, that's fine. That's okay. That's just how I see life. And man, I'm forever grateful for Sav, forever grateful for everybody that's been a part of my journey, and forever grateful for my family. I love you guys. Thank you.
Can't do nothing without him.